Does the banking world need more regulation to avoid a repeat of the financial crisis? That's the question for corporate and government leaders at this year's World Economic Forum in Davos. Barack Obama, for one, has already set the stage with an offensive against Wall Street excesses.
Now, we've come through a terrible crisis. The American people have paid a very high price. We simply cannot return to business as usual. That's why we're going to ensure that Wall Street pays back the American people for the bailout. That's why we're going to rein in the excess and abuse that nearly brought down our financial system.
Obama's plan involves preventing banks and financial institutions in the United States from investing in high-risk funds. Leaders in Europe and Latin America are keen to do the same, but economists believe the power of the banks and their lobbyists should not be underestimated.
I think it's part of the problem, and indeed part of the route that got us to the crisis that we're currently in, that the banks are amazingly arrogant. They think that Obama's reforms can somehow or other be talked away, and that their influence from Wall Street in Washington is so great, I suspect they think they can somehow or other water down these proposals.
Resistance by the banking sector is not the only factor that may unsettle the world's slow recovery from recession. The highest level of unemployment since the Second World War is currently blighting the world's richest nations, a situation which may yet trigger social unrest as well as paralyse productivity.
I think politicians have got to tread very carefully. I think we're going to be in for a long, hard slog, and I wouldn't rule out a double dip into another recession.
An eventuality that remains real. The massive sums of public money ploughed into the world's economies and banks means this generation of politicians are likely to have to engage in a painful round of spending cuts as well as tax hikes. And that's far from a recipe for global recovery.